So I think Harbaugh has a point. I don't know if Harbaugh should really be taking shots, though, because you ain't beat Ohio State since you got there. So maybe you should kind of like be quiet because they just continue to pound on you every time it looks like you're going to break through. It's like, oh, Michigan has a really good team this year. Get blasted. Michigan has a really good defense this year. Get blasted. I mean, you probably shouldn't talk. Like, just go sit down, get your squad together. This is your time. They're having a coaching change. You got to be Ohio State this year. You got to be Ohio State this year. You got to get in the top four and play for a bowl, play for a national championship, or literally you have not accomplished anything at Michigan to this point. Period.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be something that they are going to have to do this year. And I've said this too. Like, people say Harbaugh would never leave. You never do anything to Harbaugh. He's untouchable. But how many years can you go not beating Ohio State, and for that school to just continue to say, well, it's Jim Harbaugh or John Harbaugh, whatever Harbaugh is. It's Jim Harbaugh, so it's fine. You cannot continue to go forever and just say it's Jim Harbaugh, so we don't care about winning the biggest game of our season. So that's the other flip side of it. We'll see what happens with that as we continue to get further along. Shout out to DJ Knox. Thank you for tuning in to the BS3 Sports Show. We got Tyon Mack on the line. We're going to go to NFL now. And the big story of the week, Tyreek Hill will not be disciplined by the NFL and by the Chiefs. After abuse allegations, he's allowed to attend camp and resume club activities. And here's my thing on this. With Tyreek Hill, there was a lot of gray. There was different stories that are out there, and you didn't have a clear cut what exactly happened. And I think the NFL made the right call, because there's a lot of times where stuff is clear cut. You got a video, you got a Ray Rice type situation, then yeah, you know what to do. But this Tyreek Hill thing wasn't really clear cut, and I thought, honestly, Goodell was going to do whatever possible to try to suspend this guy for as long as possible. But it seemed like he made a good decision, and I'm happy to see Tyreek Hill back with the Chiefs. Chiefs are talking about extending Tyreek Hill. We'll see if that happens, which I think they'll do whatever they can to try to get that deal. But give me your thoughts, Tyreek Hill, the Chiefs, and how everything went down.
Man, I have mixed feelings about the Tyreek Hill thing. Of course, there wasn't nothing like substantial evidence. I think it was so convoluted. You've had the recording with the ex-girlfriend or the girlfriend, however she is, and then 1 minute she said she did it, and the recording came out that said he did it, and all this different stuff. So it's so convoluted that you really couldn't tell who was at fault. And so I think that the NFL kind of just, they were like, hey, we really don't know. We did all this research or this, investigation, and we're really not sure. So let's just not punish you. Right. And when I thought of that, I started thinking about Adrian Peterson, right? Who actually whooped this kid, and he didn't try to hurt his kid like that, but he whooped his kid and got suspended, right? And it's like, yo, so I mean, I don't know how to feel about that, because like Adrian Peterson's like, yeah, I whooped my kid, like he needs to be disciplined, and this is what happened, and he got suspended, lost paychecks, and a bunch of other stuff. While Tyreek Hill is like, no, I didn't really do that. I didn't break my kid's arm, which is way further than what what Peterson did. But he's not going to admit, like, okay, well, I do beat my kid, or I do whoop my kid, or whatever. And so because of that, he kind of got off. So I have mixed feelings about that, because almost like one person owned what happened, another person was like, nah, you know what, none of that happened. Even though Tyreek Hill does have a history of being abusive as he had a abuse thing in college as well, right? So, like I said, I'm not sure how to feel about that. I don't know if the NFL got it right or not. But looking at past situations and how they dealt with past situations, I really did think that Tyreek Hill was going to get suspended. And for him not to get suspended was shocking to me, that he didn't get suspended.
Well, we just go back from previous situations, and you would have thought that that's what they would have done. But maybe they're looking further into it. I don't know what made them come to that conclusion. Which, like I said, I think it's because it was gray. There wasn't a lot. There wasn't a clear cut. The fiance, the baby moms, whatever she might have been, had different stories, and so he's gonna move on. I hope that he moves on and that he has a great year. And I hope the Chiefs actually make it to the Super Bowl. I love this team. I'm not a fan of the Chiefs, but I love the team just with Patrick Mahomes, with Tyreek Hill, with the way they play defense as well. And I hope that they get over the hump. So we'll see what happens with them. But and then kind of a side note, as a society, we should not be telling people how to discipline their kids. Like, to me, that is stepping into someone else's business. Like, if I'm out in public, I know they don't want you to whoop your kid in public. Now, we all know, I'm about to go back right now. If you was on the middle of the aisle at the grocery store and you was acting up, you got whooped on that aisle. You didn't get taken to the car. I mean, your mama maybe would have said, I'm going to whoop you when we get home, but I'm going to give you a startup. I'm going to give you a warm-up right now in the store. So it's a different. We're in a different state in the country, in the world. Period. So trying to tell a parent how to discipline their kid when you're not the person who may be saying this, you're not disciplining my kid. You don't know what my kid did. You don't know what it takes to discipline my kid. But as you see that leak into the NFL, into players that are, however how they choose to do it, abuse is abuse. I get that, but there's a different way that you have to discipline each kid. Each kid is different. One kid may not need a whipping. You may just need to give them the stare, or you may just need to look at them in a certain way. So it's different. It's different for each kid. But trying to tell someone how to parent their kid, to me, is out of line.
So I think you should stay away from telling people how to parent, especially if you're an employer. Things of that nature. I just think that's crossing the line, man. Just, I know my child. I know what my child is capable of doing, and as a parent, I'm going to do everything possible to put my child in the best position to be successful in life. That's my goal. That's my job. Not yours or not anybody else's. That's my job, and I take that job very seriously. So, kind of stay in your lane, as Mr. LeVar Ball would say, stay in your lane. And let me get over here and stay in mine. So that's how I feel. Stay in your lane, let me stay in mine. Boom.
Mochi's got a comment here. Says, this is Roger getting everybody ready for when Kraft doesn't get punished. Oh, okay. He's trying to lead the way, which it's Robert Kraft. I think we know that nothing's going to happen to him. Him and Goodell are like best friends. They probably were at that spot together. Okay, and so let's. They probably were at that spot together. Yeah, he was walking out the back door and he was like, "Oh, I didn't see anything." Yeah. That's who was that? That's Robert Kraft. Yeah, see y'all later, and just dropping a dime as he had the. He had the fake mustache with the glasses on, like he was trying to be under disguise.
I mean, on another note, though, the CBA agreement is coming up.
True,
and that could play a factor in this situation as well. With the new CBA agreement, they've already started telling players, "Hey, save your money. There's possibly going to be a lockout." So that could have played in this situation as well. As Goodell could be trying to play nice. So.
Yeah, that's a great point. I didn't even think about that. Which, with the issues that they have right now, I could definitely see there being a lockout. Obviously, an argument that will continue to happen. Guaranteed money. How much should they get? Who gets what? The other part of that is marijuana, which is now being made legal in a lot of states. So how do you factor that in? How do you consider what is a punishable defense or any type of situation? And then the other thing, well, concussions isn't really. It is what it is. There, the NFL's doing what they can, but those are two, I think, main staples into and how this CBA agreement is going to go. And I don't know. I don't know if they're going to actually come to an agreement or not. But I know they do. They do have time to possibly do something. So we'll see if anything comes. From that. So that's some of the NFL news from the week. But we got to talk about a story coming out. We got Mack on the line. You tune into the BS3 Sports Show, xsquadradio.com. Zeke, the story coming out this week caught me off guard because I didn't think Zeke would be looking at holding out. But reportedly, something was leaked saying that he was thinking about it. Then you have Melvin Gordon. So the question is, will Zeke and Melvin Gordon use this Le'Veon Bell holdout situation like what he did and use that as direction of what they may do in the future? Now, Zeke has a huge argument. Top running back in the league, most popular team in the league, money-wise, not winning-wise, but money-wise. He has a huge argument. He should be getting paid top money. Now, Melvin Gordon, on the other hand, I like Melvin Gordon. I think he's a nice guy. I think he's a good football player.
A nice guy.
Dude, your stats don't live up. Okay, so you trying to say, "Oh, I'm gonna hold out." The Chargers are probably like, "Okay, and okay, we could draft somebody else. We could get someone else." Not saying Melvin Gordon is a bad player, but I'm saying he does not equal to Zeke. Somebody prove me if I'm wrong. He does not equal. That is a less than. You remember less than, greater than in grade school? He is a less than. He's not a greater than. He's not an equal to. But talk about that real quick. Zeke and Gordon, you think they should follow that Le'Veon Bell playbook?
Okay, well, so first off, no. I don't think so. I think Le'Veon Bell, let's be real, Le'Veon Bell ended up getting a little bit more than what he would have got from Pittsburgh, right?
True.
Not a lot more, right? He got a little bit more. He got a year off, which was cool because he got to refresh his body. But he literally just got a little bit more, right? I don't believe that it's smart for players to sit out for an entire year. You don't have a long lifespan, especially as a running back anyway. You don't want to do that. And with them being so young in their careers too, I wouldn't suggest it. Zeke deserves to be the top paid running back in the league. Period. I agree. Problem with Zeke is Zeke gets in trouble every year. He has been in trouble almost every year. He's been suspended almost every season at the beginning of the season since he came to the NFL. Right? I think he's been in the league, 4 years now? I think 4 years, right?
This is fourth.
And out of those 4 years, huh?
I was saying, yep, this is fourth year.
This is fourth year. So it's fourth year. So 2 out of the first 3 years, he was suspended at the beginning of the season. So there's a problem there. And I can understand why Dallas might not want to fully invest into him because his talent is great. His off-the-field issues, his maturity is not. Right? So you have to deal with that situation. And he should be the franchise player. He's worthy of being the franchise player. But can you truly be the franchise player mentally, not just stat-wise, not just on the field? So, I think they have to think about that aspect of their decision. Melvin Gordon, on the other hand, though, I'm not really sure. Melvin Gordon should be he's an upper tier running back. Let's be real. He's an upper tier running back. He's not trash. right? He's not trash. He's not a guy that you can just easily